Alright, so we back with another video. Today we're going to be launching a new series, NBA categories, where we're going to be ranking an assortment of guys that's very comparable across all the NBA categories that it comes to basketball. I guess all the categories that come to basketball. So finishing, midi, shooting, three ball, scoring, passing, playmaking, dribbling, ball handle, everything. Everything. I mean everything. Now, the way we're going to do this is going to be a point system. I'm going to try to keep tallies. I'm going to try to keep updating it. If I'm really good at my job, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I probably need to do like an overall tier at the end. Yeah, probably need to put that. Overall tier is going to be at the end so that people can kind of see who ends up winning. Y'all can keep going with me if I miscount and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Make it like more of an interactive video, I guess. But if y'all do want more of this series, I think this is actually a very, very good idea because you can do this a couple of different times. You can do it for the older guys. I mentioned this in the NBA players tier list where you can do this for some of the guards in the East. You can do this for the best shooting guard. You can do this for a lot of different things. You can even make it an all-time thing. But today we're going to be doing it based off who is the best player in the world today. It is very, very talked about. I think a lot of people have their sure hand guy, but I think it might be a little closer this year in this season than people think. So yeah, if y'all do want more, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff out the way. Let's hop into it. Alright, so hopping into it. Let's show you guys the categories. Now, for the most part, it's going to be a lot of categories that's going to be sub-genres of a main genre. So we have shooting. So we have finishing. That's pretty much finishing around the rim. I was going to put like dunking, layup, but I feel like that's OD. We're just going to put finishing all together. If you can dunk, obviously you're a better finisher than others because you can dunk. And if you like have a crazy finishing ability in terms of layups, that's going to obviously be very important. Floaters is kind of like a mixture of finishing and midi. I almost was going to put it as one thing, but I do think it is part of both. So it was going to be a weird one. So, because if I had floaters, that would kind of nerf Jokic on finishing and nerf him on midi. If I had floaters, I was going to nerf Luka too. So we'll see. And then we got shooting overall. That's going to be the combination of midi and three ball. Scoring, that's going to be scoring in terms of how good you are as a scorer, the volume with the efficiency. Passing, some people may think passing and playmaking is the same thing. Playmaking is the combination of creating opportunities for yourself and others. Passing is how good you are at just distributing the ball. So seeing passing or seeing guys open on the three or cuts or people that, you know, passing is just a completely different thing. That's just you passing the ball. Whether you seeing a pass or making a pass or just certain passes that other guys just wouldn't see. Dribbling is how good you are in terms of dribbling, in terms of how many moves you got and all different types of stuff like that. Ball handle is how easy it is to pretty much to get the ball off you. Those are two different things in my opinion. Post is something that's going to be kind of unfair for some people. I ain't going to lie, but it's just a fair thing to do. Shot creation is how good you just shot create for yourself. Playmaking, I kind of went over. Off ball is just everything off ball. That was one thing. It was going to be a little too ignorant to try to split up. Efficiency, overall efficiency. So your scoring efficiency, your shooting efficiency, and your turnover efficiency. So that is another one. And then transition offense, that is a pretty big one in my opinion. And then overall offense, there perimeter defense, interior defense, on ball defense. Is pretty much, these two are split up from on ball defense. Help defense, rim protection, off ball defense. These two are kind of split up from off ball defense. Steals is kind of both, so I made it its own thing. Screen navigation is kind of both, so I made it its own thing. And then we have transition defense, always rebound, defense rebound, box out rebounding, hustle, mentality, IQ, athleticism, impacted in the last but not least overall. And then I have it sectioned off into when we start like a new whole category, because like defense is its own thing, rebounding is its own thing, and then we have like the miscellaneous, and then the last but not least overall. So yeah, hopefully that all makes sense. Let's get into it. Now another thing is, if you're first in something, you get a full 4 points. Your last, you get 1 point. I was gonna do it 3-0, which low key Low key, I'm gonna do 3-0. So we're gonna keep a point tally. There's gonna be some times when it's not 4 people, when it's gonna be just 3. It'll subject to change. But for this one, if you're first place, you get 3. If you're last place, you get 0. So let's keep it going. All right, finishing. Best finisher here, Giannis, all-time finisher. It's only 2 people that really can chat to him all time. I got Giannis finishing number 1. If we was just doing it this year, though, it might be Luka. Luka is like, I think he's 80% from 8 feet in or something like that. So, yeah. But no one's guarding Luka the same way they're guarding Giannis. He's the biggest threat as a finisher. Similar to what Curry is as a scorer, as a shooter. That's the gravity Giannis has at the rim. You have to build walls against Giannis. He's the best finisher here. After that, like I said, if we're doing overall, this one is actually kind of tough. Because Jokic is really stupid as a finisher. I'm going to say Jokic. It's kind of tough to compare guards to bigs as finishers, to be honest. So, yeah, but yeah, I'm going to say these 2 are the best finishers. And then because Luka's having like a ridiculous season finishing, I'm going to have to go Luka. Shai is a ridiculous finisher as well. I think if we talking about driving to the rim and all that type of stuff, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I would probably say all of these guys are really ridiculous finishers. It just ends up going like this. But as of now, let me make a point tally for everybody. So we got Giannis with 3 points, Jokic with 2, Luka with 1, Shai with 0. All right, and we're just going to keep using the same ones over and over. All right, Jokic, or no, Midi. Midi, in my opinion, that's a tough one. That one, okay. Last place is easily Giannis. We know Giannis is last. I'm not even going to lie to you. We know Giannis is last. When it comes to first, is very, very tough. Very, very tough because Shai is ridiculous in the Midi. I'm going to say Jokic is 1. Shai 2. Luka 3. Luka has been pretty good in the Midi this year, but I would say Shai's entire game is kind of predicated on the Midi, kind of similar to Giannis is predicated on finishing. Shai is kind of predicated on the Midi. So I would probably give Shai the edge. Jokic's efficiency right now is just stupid. So I'm going to have to give Jokic the Midi. So Jokic now has 5. Giannis is still at 3 because he has no points on that one. Luka is at 2 because he has 2 third places. And then Shai gets up to 2. So now we have a 2-way tie for last place. 3-ball. 3-ball is actually kind of rough. I think Jokic this year is the best 3-point shooter. Jokic is just stupid efficiency right now. I would probably say Luka is 2, Shai is 3, Giannis is 4. Okay, so Giannis is kind of getting cooked on these shooting categories. It's going to shake up for him. Jokic is now at 8. Luka is now at 4. Shai is now tied with Giannis for last place at 3. Then we have shooting overall. That one is a little bit tougher. That was a tough one. I may swap that one actually. I think I'm gonna say Luka is the best 3-point shooter out of all of these because I'm not thinking about that the right one. The degree of difficulty that Luka shoots, he's probably the best 3-point shooter out of these actually. Yeah, I'm gonna give Jokic the second place one on that one. I'm gonna say he gets second. Yeah, I think that just makes more sense. Now we have overall shooting. The best shooter here, I think the best shooter here overall is Luka. After Luka, I would probably say, I mean, if Jokic is a better 3-point shooter than Shai, I probably say Jokic, then Shai, then Giannis. So yeah, Luka gets that one too. So Luka's now at 7 points. Jokic is now at 9. Giannis just got cooked by the last 3, to be honest, but it's gonna shake up. And then Shai has 4. So Giannis is in last place. He's in last place. All right, scoring. I think that's just Luka 1. This is probably the hardest one. This is actually probably the hardest one because Jokic efficiency, the volume with the efficiency is stupid. I'd probably say Luka 1. This one is tough. This one is tough. This one is very tough. I ain't gonna lie. The hardest person to stop scoring out of all these guys, I probably would have to say, I would probably say Jokic is next. Jokic is more likely to not try to score in a game than Giannis and Shai. But Jokic consistent efficiency is tough. I may go score Jokic last, but I don't even know if I believe that. Jokic overall scoring with his efficiency, the only issue with him is really like if he gets fatigued or if he doesn't want to shoot. And the best way to play him to get him fatigued is playing double big. So that's a tough one. I don't even know if I really believe this one. That three after Luka is very, very close. It is margins. It is margins. I would say I didn't put free throw in here. I didn't even peep that. I didn't even put free throw in here. Free throws is actually an important one. I look you tweaked on the free throw one, but okay. Keep it moving. Alright, so we got Giannis now at 5. Shai at 5. Luka is now winning. Luka now has 10. So we're sitting at after the scoring to shooting and finishing. Luka's at 10, Jokic at 9, Giannis at 5, Shai at 5. If I miscount it, y'all can keep up track too. You know what I'm saying? Passing, I don't think this is even that much of a debate. That's the only order it could even possibly go. If you have any other thing to say, shout out to you, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So now Jokic and Luka are tied. Shai is in last place. Giannis supersedes him. Dribbling, I would say Shai, Luka. Honestly, I feel like Jokic is more likely to do something flashy, but Giannis is probably a tougher guy in terms of dribbling. So I would say, yeah. Okay, so Shai wins that one, so he's at 8. Luka's at 14. Jokic didn't get any points. Giannis is at 7. Alright. Ball handle. Least turnover prone guy out of all these guys, I probably would say Shai again. Then I would say Jokic. Then I would change them to is kind of tough. I would probably say Giannis then Luka. Luka's probably more likely to have a turnover or two, to be honest. So I would say that's the order I would probably go. So Giannis gets 8. Shai is starting to get some points now. He's at 11. Luka's at 14 still, and Jokic is at 14. He actually ties it on that one, which is surprising. Post, Jokic. Giannis been playing a little bit more out the post. I actually like Shai in the post, but I'll probably give Giannis this one because he can spin off people and get to that drop step. I'll give Giannis that one. It's not that. Yeah, I give Giannis that one. Okay, so Giannis get 9. Jokic gets 17. Luka gets 16. So we're starting to get a little bit of a distance. Now, shot creation. Think this one is not even really close. Luka, Shai. The ability to create for yourself. I may be underrating a little bit on Giannis low key. Because Giannis' sheer ability to get to that rim, no matter what the defense he's going against too, individual shot creation, Giannis is kind of tough. If we're talking about individual shot creation, Giannis is kind of tough. That's a tough one. I ain't gonna lie. Shot creation is kind of... Giannis might be over Shai, but Shai can get off shots. Shai can get to his spots pretty easily. But I don't like how in the playoffs when people was putting that guy on his shoulder, that extra guy on his shoulder, it was rough. But that was pretty much just a straight up double team help. But yeah, they was kind of taking away a lot of stuff when they started doing that. People kind of do similar things to Giannis in the playoffs in terms of building a wall. We've seen the Heat do stuff like that, but for the most part, I'll say Giannis and then Jokic. Jokic is not really a shot creator. He's just a shot maker, I would say. He doesn't really have to create crazy looks for himself. He can create for others, and he's just such a high efficiency guy no matter where he is on the floor. He doesn't really have to create much for himself, honestly. He's just good from everywhere. That's kind of more so what I would say about Jokic. So I would say Jokic is last. Giannis gets 10. Luka is up to 19. And then Shai is at 13. Okay, playmaking. Jokic. I'm gonna say it, bro. Giannis and Luka playmaking is close. I'm gonna go Luka though. I'm gonna go Giannis. I'm gonna go Shai. The gravity of Giannis getting to that rim opens up doors, but I won't lie, Luka is an auto blitz. He's the most blitz player in the league. Won't cap. But okay, Jokic could be below them too, but nah. I'm gonna go one for the Jokic. I'm not gonna overthink that. I'm gonna go one for Jokic. Bro. So let me add that back up. So we got 20 for Jokic. Luka still sitting in first at 21. Giannis at 11. And then Shai still sitting at 13. Off ball. I think Giannis is probably the worst off ball. Like, we seen that with Dame. He wasn't a good screen setter. He got better as time, but he still was a bad screen setter. He's not a good pick and roll guy. He's kind of a guy that needs the ball in his hands, which is not a knock. That's just what he is. So I would say he probably is the worst. Ooh, Luka pretty bad off ball too. I'm not putting all rebounding into it because rebounding has its own thing, which kind of hurts off ball. Giannis in the dunker spot probably more useful than Luka in any way. Giannis around the rim has more gravity regardless, so I'd probably say Giannis is over Luka, and I would probably say Jokic is clearly the best. Shai, Giannis, then Luka. I may be underselling Giannis a little bit in some ways, but the way he gets used, he doesn't really get used that benefits him off ball, so it's kind of hard to really see it. Similar to Luka, where like he doesn't really ever play in a system that really utilizes any off ball movement, so it's kind of hard to really simulate how good he actually is. So yeah, Jokic is gonna take the lead back. Giannis is gonna go up to 12, and Shai is gonna go up to 14. Efficiency, I don't even think we need to talk about this one too much. Jokic is easily the most efficient guy here. I would say Giannis is next. Shai is after him. Then Luka. Luka doesn't really play to efficiency, in my opinion. I think if you put volume into it, yeah, he's efficient. But overall, in comparison him to these guys, I think that these guys are just a little bit more efficient. Because another thing about efficiency that I am using here is turnovers. And we already went over turnover with ball handle, combining the two. Yeah, I would probably say he's the worst one here. So Jokic, he starts to get a little bit of a lead on Luka. 26 there. Giannis got second on this one, so 14. And then Shai gets 15. All right, now Luka is going to start probably getting cooked a little bit. Transition offense. I think Luke. Okay, let's not waste too much time here. These two are probably the two best. But the outlet passes that you kind of get, especially when it comes to Jokic running the floor, Jokic is actually pretty good running the floor. I would actually say Jokic over Luka in transition. Luka, I don't know why, but he's not that craziest transition. He don't really like to play fast, though, being real. Even when he had those athletic guys around him in Dallas, he didn't really like playing fast. He was good playing fast when he was young, but he's not, you know what I'm saying? I think Jokic is pretty good, but these two above them are just better transition guys, in my opinion, offensively. So, yeah, I would say transition. I would say Giannis. I mean, Giannis might actually be the best transition player ever. So, I don't think that's too much of a knock. And I would say Jokic is second. I could have probably gave Luka this one just to be trying to make it close, but nah. Overall offense, these two are the best. Giannis is right there. Shai is there. It's that simple. So Giannis goes 18. Jokic is arguably the best offensive player ever. So I don't think that's too unfair to say. So Jokic, after offense, by the way, so anybody keeping track, Jokic is sitting at 30. Luka's at 23. Giannis is at 18. Shai is at 17. Let's move on to defense. Perimeter defense. Best perimeter defender here is Shai. Giannis now is not a good perimeter defender. Luka's actually been okay as a perimeter defender, but he kind of does still have those blow-bys. I'd probably say because of the fact that Giannis tries to stick defense, I'll give it to Giannis, Luka, then Jokic. Personally, I would probably say like that. Yeah, I would probably say it like this. Shai may make somewhat of a comeback on defense, to be honest, because I'm not really too crazy about any of these guys defensively, if I'm being real. But I do think Luka's actually been pretty solid defensively this year. But he still has this little, you know what I'm saying, Luka plays where he just takes plays off. So now, just that quick, Giannis and Shai are back tied. All right, interior defense. Now, this one is going to be a little bit of a hot take, but this is on-ball interior defense. This is not help side. This is not rim protection. Just on-ball defense. Interior, so this is including post defense. This is going to be all different types like that around the rim when you're on the ball. I'm not going to lie. People are not going to agree with this one. I'm going to say Jokic. I'm going to say Luka. Then I'm going to say Giannis. Then I'm going to say Shai. I'm going to be honest. Like, it's kind of like Harden is low-key a better, like guys like Harden and Luka are better interior defenders than they are perimeter, because they not going to want to move their feet too much on the perimeter. But when it comes to guys trying to move them around the rim, they're actually better in those situations. So yeah, but I may be kind of tripping on Giannis a little bit. But Giannis around the rim defensively, in one-on-one, he isn't the craziest. But I'm gonna actually put Giannis above Luka. I may be chatting on that one. I'm gonna put Giannis above Luka. I'm gonna say Giannis 22, Jokic 33, Luka 25. And then on ball defense overall, I would say Shai. It's just tough one. Because Giannis is not a good on ball defender. Whether people like it or not, he's not. He's an elite all-time Hall of Fame level help defender, which we will get into. But on ball, he's not that good. He's not good at all. He used to be when he was younger. He hasn't been good for like 5 years though. Yeah, I can say that with confidence. 2022, he started to change completely defensively. 21, he was still kind of showing glimpses of being good at times on ball, but even then, it was majority help that he was good at. Ever since they kind of got rid of Drew, it's kind of been showing. But even before that, you kind of saw glimpses, I would say. Tough. Overall on-ball defense, because it is comparing it to Jokic and Luka. I think Jokic is actually a better on-ball defender than Giannis. Keeping it a being. And then I would probably, between these two, I think Giannis ended up better than both, so I would say that. So overall on-ball defense, I would say Shai gets this one, 23. Jokic actually gets 35. This is just a bad crop, I'm not going to lie, of defenders. Somehow Giannis and Shai are back tied again. So interesting. Help defense. I think that this is where Jokic is really weird, because in the Clippers series he was very good. There's some very high highs with Jokic as a help defender. He can get some steals. He can get some great positioning. He's a high IQ player. When he wants to play, he's very good. I probably would say Shai is over him. Shai is actually a really good guard help defender. Like, he's a very good guard help defender. Jokic is probably next in Luka. Jokic is very, very, very weird. Very, very weird to rank on defense overall, because he's not a bad defender, but there's times where he's awful. So it's really tough. I would say Jokic is 36. Jokic is actually getting distance on these people. I'm not even gonna lie. He's now over 10 on the distance. Actually, Nah, he's over 10 on the last two guys. Luka and Shai are tied for 25. Giannis is at 26. So Giannis is now second place, by the way. Rim protection. I don't think Giannis is a better rim protector than Jokic. I don't even know if Giannis is a better rim protector than Shai. I think people kind of confuse that. Rim protection is a tough one for people because I don't think people understand what rim protection really is. It's pretty much denying people ability. But Jokic is a weird one because he'll give up free layups so much, but when he's locked in, it's really like in that Clippers series again, in the Thunder series, in a couple of them games in overtime in fourth quarter, he was phenomenal around the rim. It's tough. But that's not consistent. Because he'll just let people just get free layups. So I probably would still have to say Luka's last. It's just Luka, you're just last. The defense is gonna cook you, bro. The defense is gonna cook you. It's gonna cook you. It's just what it is. The defense is gonna cook you. I would probably say people gonna say Giannis is the best highlights, but low-key Shai may be the best. It's actually sad. I was gonna say Jokic, then Shai, then Giannis, but thinking about it, bro, Shai might just be the best. I'm gonna say Giannis. I don't know if I believe that anymore. In prime, like not prime, but you know, like when he was prime defensive Giannis, should I say, easily clears all these guys. But he's just not that anymore defensively. It's just what it is. I'm gonna say Jokic. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on this one and put him over Shai. He don't even need these points. I'm giving Shai that one. Nah. Jokic is a better rim protector than Shai. I'm not gonna lie. Shai is actually not a bad rim protector though. So I'm gonna go 26. Luka is still sitting at 25. Giannis is starting to make a little bit of a comeback at 29. Jokic gets 38 though. So Giannis is within 9, but Jokic is kind of getting distance on some of these guys. Off-ball defense, Shai. No, Giannis is the best because of help defense. Shai is the second best. Jokic, Luka. Clear. It is not close. Shai may be one though. Shai could be one, but I'm gonna say yeah. 28. Yeah, Giannis is starting to make a little bit of a comeback. I'm not gonna lie because these guys are just that bad defensively. I'm not gonna lie. Steals, Shai. Low-key, Jokic. Low-key. Jokic is low-key blowing me right now because I knew he was low-key a little gonna be kind of sneaky on this defense stuff, but yeah, Jokic is definitely 2 on steals. After that, if there's one thing Luka is actually good at is steals, I'm gonna give Giannis that one, and I'm gonna give Luka this one. Yeah, Luka is just getting cooked on these. I'm not gonna lie, but Jokic he gets a little bit more distance on his lead here. Shai gets 31. Shai is coming back on Giannis now. Screen navigation. The bigs don't really have to do this, so I probably would say Shai 1, Giannis, Jokic, Luka. Luka puts no effort into trying to navigate screens. I'm not gonna lie. What Luka more likely to do on a screen is fake like he got injured, or just not even like it's really probably gonna be a switch and just goes to guard somebody. So yeah. So Shai gets this one again. Giannis gets 35. Jokic at 41. Bro, Luka has been last at all this. Transition defense. Interesting one. This one is a very interesting one. I have no clue. I have genuinely no clue. I have no clue, bro. I actually have no clue. I have no clue on this one. I genuinely have no clue on this one, bro. Low-key, defense overall might be Giannis off of the fact that he's a generational transition defender and help defender. Outside that, he's not good, but he might be the best defender on here off that alone. Even though Shai might be higher on more of these consistently. But I'm going to say I have no clue. I have no clue between these two in transition. I'm gonna say Jokic, I guess, and Luka. I'll give Luka this one, bro. Luka ain't got a point in forever. I'll give Luka this one. Forget it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Giannis is close to Giannis is actually getting close. He could tie it right here. Okay, so the point tally after all those. Okay, now let's wait. Defense. Overall defense. I honestly think Shai is a better defender than Giannis. I think he's a better on ball, and then off ball he's still good. There's like nothing Shai is really bad at defensively, in my opinion. He's just not. He's probably still the worst defender on his team. That's just the Thunder being built crazy. But there's not really anything Shai's bad at. There's things that Giannis is legit bad at, but there's things Giannis is legitimately either transcended all time or just arguably the best in the league at. Like transition defense, help defense, he's up there. He's not the best in the league anymore at either one of those. Transition is a debate one, to be honest. But get it? But yeah, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say Shai though. I'm gonna say Shai, Giannis. I don't think them two things could though. I'm gonna say them two things are enough. And then I'm gonna say Jokic, and then I'm gonna say Luka. It's that simple. So he doesn't beat him. Jokic ends up with 42. It's a 1-point game though. It is a 1-point game though. So I'm gonna tell y'all what it is though. Luka got cooked on those. Okay, so Luka got cooked on the defense categories. The point tally right now is Jokic 42, Giannis 41, Shai 38, Luka 26, and that was a pity point. I'm not even gonna lie, pity point. Offensive rebound, Jokic, Giannis. Shai more likely to go get an offensive rebound than Luka, low key. I think. I think. Luka is more of a defensive rebounder. Offense, I think that's Shai. Luka's definitely a better overall rebounder. Offense, I think that's Shai though. I'm gonna say that. Jokic starts to get more distance again, and then we have Luka still sitting at 0. Okay, defensive rebound again. Jokic. Giannis may be a better defensive rebounder than Jokic. I may go Giannis on defensive rebounding. Then I go Luka. Then I would go Shai. I may go defensive rebound on Giannis, to be honest. We have a tie game. Giannis and Jokic sit at a tie. Luka gets a point finally. Box out. Not even. This one isn't close. I'll probably. The other three don't really box out for real, in my opinion. I'll probably say Shai than Luka. I think Shai is more likely to box out than Luka, personally, but I could be wrong on that one. These three is compared to Jokic on box outs. Like, come on, 49, 48, 40. Low key though, Shai putting up a fight with the bigs. I'm not gonna lie, he putting up a fight with the bigs. Rebounding overall though. And as soon as I said he's putting up a fight, he's now down over 10. Jokic is starting to get a little bit of a distance on him. I'm not gonna lie. Luka is just down there. I won't lie. Hustle, you easily Giannis. Honestly, hustle is a tough one for you, Shai. Shai kind of do be hustling, but Jokic, he'll take plays off. I won't lie, but Jokic is it's hard to say you not you are all-time rebounder, all-time screen setter, run up and down the floor. So I'm gonna say Jokic. As a big, it's some things as a big that Jokic do at his side that you just don't really expect. He's very good at a lot of hustle things without being like a guy that dives on the floor and stuff like that for loose balls. I'm gonna say there, and then I'll say Luka last. Luka's kind of getting cooked on some of these. I'm not even gonna lie. Luka is kind of getting cooked on some of these. I can't cap. Oh, we have a tie again. No, we don't. I capped. I'll give y'all an update on point tally. Sitting at 1, Jokic at 54, Giannis at 53, Shai at 41, Luka at 28. Mentality. Tough one to kind of gauge, I would say. Shai kind of more of like a... I would definitely say Jokic got the worst one, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Luka or Giannis has the best one to me. Shai be a aura farmer, so I'll probably put him right ahead of him. It's not really much outside of that he really be doing aura farmer. IG posts, I don't really know how to gauge that. I probably would say Giannis 1 and then Luka 2, personally for me. Giannis actually wins this off of the miscellaneous stuff. That would be hilarious. I'm not even gonna lie. Giannis winning this off the miscellaneous stuff would actually be hilarious. IQ. I have never in my life thought of Giannis as an IQ player. That is hitting me right now. Overall, it's not going to be a point tally. That's just going to be who the overall winner is. I have never thought of Giannis as an IQ player. I'm going to actually say there's passes that Giannis sees that Shai doesn't see. I'm going to be honest. But outside of that, low-key, Shai is easily better than Giannis. Shai has one of the best shot diets in the world, ever. He has one of the best shot diets ever. Ever. For a star, ever. I'm not gonna lie. Luka has more IQ than Shai, but it is closer than people think because of the shot diet. Luka's shot diet is terrible, but his basketball IQ is ridiculous. So it's a tough one. Low key, I'm gonna have to say Shai though. Shai's shot diet is crazy. That goes into IQ. So I would say yeah. But Jokic gets his lead back. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Giannis kind of got cooked on that one a little bit because of the fact that, like, I never really thought of him as that. But he's gonna come back right here. Athleticism, easily Giannis. Shai, Luka, Jokic. Clear. It's not even... Oh, this brother might genuinely win. Hey, this brother might genuinely win. Hey, nah, this is getting crazy. This is coming down to the last one. I'm not gonna lie. If you keeping track. All right, for the last one, y'all see. Let me give y'all an update. Leading right now, going into the last one, Giannis has 59. Jokic has 57. Luka has 33. Shai has 45. And we have to do impact. I gotta be real, bro. I gotta be real. This one is probably the easiest one of this entire list for me. I would say Jokic, clearly the most impactful player. It's not even close. I ain't gonna lie. What he does offensively, impact-wise, it's just unfair. Like, an offense impact is just grades higher than defense impact. Like, you can be the same level. I don't even know if you can be the same level defender as Jokic is as an offensive player. I don't think that's possible in terms of the impact that it brings into a basketball game, because offense is the game is just offensive slanted. Like, it just is what it is. Like, if a player is the same level of scorer as somebody is a defender, that scorer is probably 9 times out of 10 is gonna get the better of that defender, if that makes sense. Ooh, that's a tough one though, low key, because overall a team offense versus a number one team offense versus a number one team defense. But then it comes down to how bad is that offense defensively? How good is that defense offensively? That's a different one. Nah, that's a completely different one. That's a tough one though. I do think the overall value of offense is just higher than defense. But I am a defensive two-way guy. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, if there was an actual legit two-way genuine guy, I would be going crazy here. But Giannis, people, it's just not what it used to be. 2, I would say Shai. Shai's overall impact, I don't think people gonna look at these Thunder numbers and be like, these metrics, bro. This year he's playing without his second best player all year, all season. Last year Chet was missing for majority of the season. J-Dub missed over 30 games. Caruso missed games. Hartenstein missed games. It didn't matter. That team was a all-time team in the regular season. They went on to win the championship. This year, J-Dub hasn't even played a game yet. Chet has been missing games. It does not matter. This brother just wins games. I don't care what nobody say. That Thunder team is good, but any team missing their second or third best player this many in the regular season over the last 2 years, they're not this successful. I don't care. They're not. They're just not. Now, obviously, when those two players are playing, that is a ridiculous team. But when those two players are not playing, that is not the same team. I don't care what no one says. I don't care what no one says. That is not the same team. This year is looking kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But hey, bro. Hey, Shai, I think you got to give him that love. Then last, this is tough. This is margins, bro. Because we talking about the best players in the world. The 4 best players in the world. Margins. My only issue with Giannis is that as a big, he has to always have the ball in his hands. When it comes to Luka and guards, them always having the ball in their hands, that's a thing. That's a guard thing. That's not as much of a big man thing. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. But then the defense, I think Giannis is a more impactful defender, where Luka is probably more so a negative, where Giannis is bleeding more to neutral to even maybe positive. But Luka overall offensive impact, bro. I'm looking at Laker fans talk about DeAndre Ayton maybe a top 5 big. I'm looking at the Dallas Mavericks bigs fall off a cliff without Luka. Low key, Luka might be I'm chatting with this one. Luka's two. Cause I'm low key sleeping on the fact that how easy it is to play next to Luka. Yeah, I'm chatting on this one. Okay, I may be chatting on this one. And then Giannis, and then I'm low-key chatting. Okay, I have to think about this. Impact is low-key how easy it is to play with you on both sides of the ball. And I ain't gonna lie, those 3 are just a different level than Shai. I'm not gonna lie. Because if you put Luka on that Thunder team, you put Giannis on that Thunder team. Okay, hold on. I had to snap back into reality. Okay. But the difference I would low-key say is, for Giannis, that really hurts him, is that 2021 is looking like kind of really, really, outside of that, we have never seen Giannis with the Bucks do really much of anything in the playoffs. Every year, it's always been a letdown since like 2019, when Kawhi guards him. He's not a good off-ball player. As long as you take him out of the game on ball, it's kind of cooked. It's kind of the same reason why, if Curry was on here, he would probably be the number 1 impact guy, because Curry is just different off the ball. Like, his impact, guys are watching him off the ball. Like, that's just not a regular thing. You can't really quantify that. Yeah, Shai, you just got cooked on that one. I'm gonna be honest. So, okay, going into this one, it was 59 Giannis, Jokic 57, Luka 33, Shai 45. It actually ended up being drastically closer than I thought. Shai gets no points for this, so he stays at 45. Luka gets 35 points because he gets 2 points. Shai stays at 35. He ends up beating Luka by 10. So props to him. Giannis and Jokic tied. How the hell do I break that? Okay. There were some categories I didn't use. Okay, let's think of them. Free throws. Jokic is a better free throw. If it was free throws on here, Shai would be 1. I think Luka is better at getting free throws than Jokic. So I would probably say Luka, and then I would say Jokic, and then I would say Giannis. Low key though, Giannis is better at getting free throws than all of them. Besides Shai, he just can't shoot free throws. So yeah, he would probably be last regardless. Is there another category I can think of? It has to be something else I'm forgetting, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that's unfair. I guess off the sheer margins of free throws, being a free throw merchant, Jokic wins. Damn, that came out a lot closer than I expected. I can't cap. Honestly, I think now. By the way, disclaimer: categories isn't the end all be all, because obviously, like I said, when it came to impact, offense is just basketball offense is just slanted more to offense. Like, it's just what it is. So overall player being a one-way offensive player is more impactful than being a one-way defensive player. Think of it like that. So like, if somebody's a good offensive player, like a different level of offense, a transcendent offensive player versus a transcendent defensive player, a transcendent offensive player will be better. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Now, if that transcendent defensive player is a good offensive player versus that transcendent offensive player being a bad defensive player, different convo. But like I said, being a neutral defensive player versus being a legitimate good offensive player also would go into that as well. But it's just tough. Jokic is genuinely an all-time guy. I may just be underrating how good Giannis really is overall. You know what I'm saying? For it to be either a tie or that close. I feel like a lot of people got Jokic as the best. I don't think if I did my list, I would have this order. So, I did the player tier list. That is going to have to be my order. Jokic, Giannis, Shai, Luka for now. But like I said, the categories is not the end-all be-all because, bro genuinely damn near won because of mentality and athleticism. I don't even know how to really gauge mentality. I was just thinking of shit at a certain point. So, yeah, if y'all do want more videos like this, put in the comments down below. Should I calm the categories down? Should I add more categories? Should I have a certain amount of categories? I don't know. But, yeah, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. If y'all do want more, put some players in the comments down below. I should compare. Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. I'm out of here.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!